My, what sharp teeth it has. These wolves look larger and more ferocious than any you've seen. Touch this wolf and you're likely to become short-handed. You swear the wolf growls out something that resembles fortune teller. The wolf howls an unintelligible response. What did you expect, a lecture on canines? You tell the wolf about your adventures. He restrains an obvious yawn.
I have had many dreams about you, but last night I dreamed of a child. Her back was turned from me at first, but she was calling softly for her mama. Then she turned around and her eyes glowed like fire. She spoke again and called your name. That was all I saw and heard. You will always be welcome here.
You tell about Rakesh and your adventures in Tana.
You fought a demon? Oh, then perhaps you can drive off the Dar. But no, we must not even think of such things. It is far too dangerous to speak of it.
You tell about your meeting with Katrina.
I have no knowledge of such a person. Much is strange about your story. I would not entirely trust this Katrina if I were you.
We have to hunt farther and farther from camp each night. There are many creatures which hunt, but few things to eat. The other night, I was hunting in the hills near the castle. I looked up at the walls and saw a man standing on the edge of the parapets. He was dressed very strangely and wore an odd hat on his head. Suddenly, he raised his arms. He shape-shifted into the form of a bat and flew off. I have a feeling you once knew this man.
I have been well, thank you. The magician Irana's death is shrouded in mystery. I do not know her true fate, but I only know that her staff protects the town, and her garden protects anyone in need of safety. The staff of Irana has a great deal of magic. It protects the town from the undead, although between you and me, the townspeople do not know it. But I had a vision of it one night. I heard it speak in the dream. It told me how it protected the town and of its destiny spell. When the staff spoke no more, I saw a most beautiful crystal floating in the air. The staff touched it, and the crystal shattered. Oh, that was all I saw. In my vision, the staff said that it would guard the town until it cast its destiny spell. That one day, someone would bring a dead loved one before the staff. That person would trade his life force through the staff. The dead would rise, alive and well, though the one who gave his life for the dead would never know. That would be a true sacrifice, done with foreknowledge and with much love. The staff still stands in the town, so I do not think anyone has been willing to make such a sacrifice. Irana's garden is to the south and a little west of here. It is a very good place to rest and heal. There used to be a small bush whose fruit was sweet and filling and always available, but someone dug it up and took it. Why anyone would do such a thing, I do not know. There is a tree whose fruit will restore magic to those who use it, but only a magical spell can get the fruit. The tarot cards are a tradition with gypsies. Their history is tied with our own. Always the gypsies have told fortunes, and always have the cards guided our sight. Each card of the tarot has many meanings. A true reader of cards knows which meanings best suit a particular reading. When I tell a fortune with the cards for someone, I tell them only the meaning of the cards. It is up to that someone to figure out how they affect their future. If I have any more visions about you, I will let you know. So you should visit here again, just in case. I mean, you never know when the knowledge of my vision may be useful. Right, dear?
You say goodbye.
Journey safely, hero.
Na 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 na. 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 Oops! Hi there! Nine and eight make 17. Watch out for the Fairy Queen. Cloaked by magic, pale of cheek, what is it that the fairies seek?
You do not need to go looking for trouble. It will always find you. Please take care.
There's only a certain amount of punishment your body can stand on any given day. Enough pain, enough gain for now. Try again tomorrow. After some rest, you feel better.
I suppose you heard that the gypsy didn't kill Igor after all. Dmitri has set the gypsy free. No good will come of it. You mark my words. The man was clearly a werewolf. Boris came back to visit me. We had a lot to talk about. He says he'll come back again after work. It was nice to see him. Seemed like old times. What would you like to know about? Dr. Cranium is a very strange man. No one knows what goes on in the back room of his house, except maybe Igor, and he won't talk about it. Someday, the mad doctor will blow us all up with one of those experiments of his. You mark my words. You see, there used to be a very active adventurers guild here in town, but it's been empty and locked up since I can remember. Our burgomaster is named Dmitri. He is responsible for keeping order in the town, and he is very serious. But there was some scandal about his grandmother, but it was hushed up. Well, the gypsy may not have eaten the gravedigger, but that still doesn't explain why he was hanging around town. We'll all be eaten by that werewolf yet. As my husband used to say, come back again, sunshine or rain.
I have done it! The world shall not soon forget the genius of Dr. Cranium. The experiment is a success. Behold, Frankie! Ho, ho, ho! Is she not something? I'm looking forward to an exhilarating series of experiments with her. Ah, a very nice Frankie. I'm sure you will agree. Just as I planned. I believe she has all the assets necessary to become a premier scientific laboratory assistant.
You say hello to the scientist.
Frankie has been helping to keep me company in your absence. Still, it is good to have you visit.
You talk about your explorations in Moldavia and the many amazing creatures you've encountered.
Yes, that is the way of the true scientist. Do not rely on what others have told you, but experience them for yourself. I am glad that you are finding your vacation in Moldavia an educational experience. I am a genius! I shall be famous everywhere! There have been others who have worked on the reanimation of dead tissue, but no scientist has a Frankie like mine! Whoopee! Science? Ha! You ask me about science? Just look at Frankie there and you will understand the purpose of science. It is to acquire the knowledge of the very nature of life itself and to create what those less informed would call miracles with that knowledge. Here you are, one freshly brewed healing drink. Sip it if you get hurt, and its beneficial vitamins and other ingredients will help your body to recover quickly. Here you are, one freshly brewed universal poison antidote. Experiments are the meat and drink of science. First, you must come up with a hypothesis based on your understanding of the scientific elements. Then perform an experiment to test the hypothesis. Afterwards, you have a pizza. This poor, benighted, unscientific town used to be a thriving community. Lately, however, the birth rate has dropped, and anyone careless enough to be caught out at night tends not to return. The heavy rains of the last few years have also put a damper on the local economy. The only road out of the valley has become covered by an endless and impassable swamp. I have not received a single delivery of scientific equipment this year. It is terrible. Is she not a wonder? My Frankie, fully functional in every way. In fact, I imagine she could even, I am sorry, but I really cannot reveal the nature of the experiments Frankie and I intend to perform. The world may not yet be ready for them. More importantly, I do not want anyone else taking credit for my results. Besides, Frankie is a little shy.
To say goodbye.
I trust you will continue to do research throughout the forest. Do not be concerned if you should be unable to reach me during the next few days. Frankie and I shall be engaged in some very important and engrossing scientific research.
Your magical lasso floats towards the tree and plucks a single ripe fruit from its branches. A heavy stone door seals off the Borgov family crypt. A relief carving on the door shows the crest of the House of Borgov. The door is securely locked and feels very solid. You examine the door closely. It's massive and well made. A large lock secures the door. Above the door is an intricate crest with the single word Borgov above it. It is deathly silent beyond the door. You turn the large skeleton key in the crypt door. With a sound like the groaning of an undead spirit, the massive door yawns wide open. You are in a dark, dank crypt, filled with bas-relief figures of long-departed knights and statues of the Grim Reaper. Stairs lead back up to the entrance. A brightly coloured copy of the Borgov crest adorns part of the floor. It's a figure of the Grim Reaper, harbinger of death. At the base of the statue are the words, "Greet the Reaper." Spelling out the name Borgov in colours has caused a secret compartment to open in the crest. Inside is a small key which you add to your keyring. There's a small grating on the floor for drainage. You find nothing but slimy mould under the grate. A small, dusty, barred window high up on the wall does little to relieve the gloom of this dark chamber. The coffin cover is decorated with a bas-relief sculpture of a knight. Searching carefully, you see a small hole that looks like a keyhole in the sculpture. You can hear faint and distant sounds behind this coffin, but can't make out any details. Although this coffin does look like a door, there is no response to your knock. It may be just as well. The small key from the crest opens a lock in the relief. You open the coffin lid to reveal a dark passageway leading deep into the mountainside. After following the dark passage for several minutes, you come out into a castle chamber. The bookcase closes behind you, and there is no obvious way to open it again. The bookshelves are full of incredibly exciting works, such as 250 years of Boyar ledgers and first-grade writing samples. The large, round wooden table is starting to crack from age. There's a fine layer of dust on it. You don't see any sign of life or movement beyond the door. The door hinges squeak in protest as you open the door. You see a portrait of a tall, arrogant-looking nobleman dressed for battle. Nothing like a blazing fire to keep away the chill on those cold winter nights. You don't see any sign of life or movement beyond the door. The door hinges squeak in protest as you open the door. You catch a brief glimpse of the elusive flash of wings on the other side of the door. All you can hear are distant creaks and groans and the beating of your own heart. The door hinges squeak in protest as you open the door. You are on a winding stairway in the far eastern wing of the castle. Torches line the walls. The floor is thick with bat droppings. There are doors at the top and bottom of the stairs. Peering through the keyhole, you see no threatening activity on the other side of the door. The bookshelf sports a number of volumes of light reading. This must have been the boyar's personal reading room, since his crest decorates the top of the shelf. The boyar's crest looks slightly crooked. You straighten out the crest. The bookshelf opens, revealing a secret passage. The sprawling castle watches over a lush and prosperous landscape, obviously a fantasy piece. After several minutes spent analyzing this piece of furniture, you reach the brilliant conclusion that it must be a bed. A worn, threadbare rug adds a touch of color to the plain wooden floor. You don't see any sign of life or movement beyond the door. Door hinges squeak in protest as you open the door. Peering through the keyhole, you see no threatening activity on the other side of the door. You don't see any sign of life or movement beyond the door. Door hinges squeak in protest as you open the door. Through the keyhole, you can see what appears to be a child's bedroom. A large and dangerous-looking, ape-like creature sits near the door. The monster doesn't seem to like you letting light into the room. Maybe you would have better luck at night. Door hinges squeak in protest as you open the door. The sprawling castle watches over a lush and prosperous landscape, obviously a fantasy piece. You don't see any sign of life or movement beyond the door. The door hinges squeak in protest as you open the door. It's a massive iron safe. Kablooey! You got the chest open, but set off an explosion in the process. The chest was trapped. You take 15 crowns from a pouch in the safe. The safe also contains several papers and some old clothes, but they have deteriorated with age and are worthless, so you leave them. The door hinges squeak in protest as you open the door. You shiver as the ghost passes through you. A cold chill remains behind. It's as white as a sheet. Perhaps it's the ghost of some poor benighted soul who fell to his death while trying to take in the laundry. The ghost's only response is a low moan that sends a chill of terror up your spine. This is the castle Great Hall. Besides the main entry to the south, doors exit the room on either side and at the top of the staircase. It's just an empty closet. The family crest of the Borgovs holds a commanding position over the room. This statue depicts a man holding a long staff. Either the boyars had mages among them, or he liked to walk in the mountains. This statue depicts a warrior. His visage is proud and noble. The statue of a young warrior helps to guard the stairs. That looks like a bust of Boyar von Beethoven, the famous warrior composer. The statue depicts a stately-looking older gentleman. His expression and features give you the impression of great nobility. The door hinges squeak in protest as you open the door. You reach up to put the candle back. It's a fake candle. When you move it, a secret passage opens up behind the bookshelf. As you shake hands with the Grim Reaper statue, the door at the top of the stairs opens. You quickly make your escape from the deadly crypt.